Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. Today in this mini masterclass, we're going to tackle video calls and business English for video calls from beginning to end, from arranging the video call to arriving late, to technical issues, language issues, summary, and saying goodbye. Every step, I've got 12 steps here of a video call. We're going to go through every single one of them and all the phrases and vocabulary you need for each situation. At the end of the video, you can go down to the comments. I'm going to have a complete rundown and summary of all the phrases, all the vocabulary I've used that you can just click on and download. Let's jump in. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Melissa B. Duarte. I'm the author of the Global Business English Mastery Series. I am also a professional. I have worked and lived in the United States, the UK, Canada, and Australia. I know global business English. I've also spent the last 7 years teaching business English to professionals worldwide. All the tips I have in here are things that I use when I'm running video calls, and all the tips that I've given my students over the years for running video calls. If you want more, I am launching a series of masterclasses. The link for the waiting list is in my profile. You can click on that, and I'm doing a complete masterclass on business English. Every single thing I've taught my students over 7 years, every single thing I know is in that masterclass. It's going to be great. I'm still working on it, but it will be available July 2025. Okay, let's jump in. First one is setting up and arranging the meeting. Set up is a phrasal verb. It means arrange. So you can say, I'll set up a call for Friday afternoon, or I'm setting up a call for Friday afternoon. So if you're the one arranging the meeting and you're having to invite people to the meeting, these following phrases work great for emails, great for in-person conversations, great for chats, text messages, however you communicate with your team. So one would be, would you be open to a quick call sometime this week? So you're asking them to meet this week, and you're throwing out that you want to meet them, but you're not giving them a set day or time. So then they'll respond with when they're available and their availability, and then you confirm the details of the call after that. Next one is, let's jump on a quick video call to go over it or to go through it. And this means if you're already discussing an issue, probably like through email or through messaging systems, and you need to actually meet face-to-face and talk to the person, this is what you'd say. Another one would be, in the same context, would be, how about we set up a Zoom or a Meets or a call to go through it. And what this means is you're already discussing an issue via text, right? So via emails, via messengers, via your phone, and you realize you do need to actually meet face-to-face to discuss a certain issue. So that's what you'd use. Another one would be if someone's asking you for a time to meet, and you can reply that I'm happy to connect. What days or times are best on your end? So if someone's saying they want to meet with you, they want to arrange a call with you, that's your response. Happy to connect. What days or times are best on your end? Okay, so we have the phrasal verb set up, and set up means arrange. Another good one is jump on a call. And it just means to join a call or casually join a call. So we can say, let's jump on a call to sort this out. So again, you're sending messages back and forth on whatever format you're using, and you realize you need to meet face-to-face. Let's jump on a call to sort it out. Okay, now we're at number 2. You've already established that you need to meet online. You need to have an online meeting, a video call. So now we have to schedule the time, the day or the time. So to do this, you can say, can we lock in a time for our call? To lock in is like you lock your door, you lock your car. To lock in just means secure. So can we lock in a time for our call? Again, all these words that I'm using, you'll find in the comments in the PDF download. So don't worry, you'll have all these phrases and all the extra words that I'm throwing at you. It will be there in the PDF. So you can totally review these and use them on your next call. Another one would be, does Friday at 4 work for you? This is great. This can be done verbally. This can be done in a message, in an email. Does Friday at 4 work for you? This just means, is this convenient for your schedule? And if someone comes back to you saying, no, that time doesn't work, you could say, would Tuesday at 2 suit you better? Suit means to fit or to be comfortable for your schedule. So does Tuesday at 2 suit you better. Those are good. Now that's scheduling. Now imagine you have already scheduled a video call and you need to reschedule it for whatever reason. You can't make that day, you can't make that time. So you're going to have to reach out to the organizer or reach out to the people on the phone call, or sorry, the video call, and you're going to have to reschedule it. So some polite ways to say this would be, would it be possible to move our meeting? And then you probably would give them your openings just to save time instead of going back and forth and back and forth. So would it be possible to move our meeting? I'm free on Wednesday anytime after 2. Something like that would work really well. So it gives them your window and then they can find their window and you can match up a time that works for you guys. Another one would be, something's come up, can we reschedule? Now in English, if you say something's come up, it means something arrived in my schedule. I can't move it. It's very important. So now this one thing has to be reduced in priority. So something's come up, can we reschedule? Means I can't be in that meeting for whatever reason, but it's important. Can we reschedule? So then you send this out. The person will then respond, yes, no problem. What time suits you best? And then you can work on a time that works for both of you. Another one would be to push the meeting back an hour. Now, a lot of people get confused about push back and push forward. So imagine you're standing on a clock, okay? And then you're going to push the time back. So if you push a meeting back, you're actually postponing it. It's going to be half an hour later. Or if you're pushing a meeting forward, you're pushing that dial on the clock half an hour beforehand. So you're going to meet half an hour before the intended time. So can we push the meeting back an hour? Means, our meeting is scheduled for 3 o'clock. Can we push it to 4 o'clock? That's what it means. Another one would be, if they are open to this and you say, can we push the meeting back an hour? And they reply saying, no, I'm busy at that time. Then your response to that could be, sorry for the change. What's a good time for you? What's a better time for you? So another thing would be, another bit of vocabulary, would be some phrasal verbs. And this is a great phrasal verb, move around. So when you have your schedule is set. It's in your calendar. Everything is set and organized. Now you have to find time for a meeting because that one time doesn't work for you. So you can say, I need to move some things around. I need to move some other requirements or other commitments around. This means you're kind of rearranging your schedule to fit in that meeting. So that's a very good one. Okay, now we're at part number 3 and we still haven't started the meeting yet. So part number 3 is if you're running late for the meeting. So you're not going to be on time for the meeting. This happens a lot. Life is busy. Things happen. We work from home. We're stuck in traffic. We have technical issues, your computer updates, whatever the issue, it happens. We're going to be late for a meeting. So this is what you can say. If you are giving them a little bit of notice, so you're going to send them a message half an hour before the meeting, 10 minutes before the meeting, even 2 minutes before the meeting. You can say, apologies, I'm running a few minutes behind. This lets the people know in the meeting that you will not be there at the allotted time. You're running a few minutes behind. A few means 3. So people expect maybe 2 to 4, 5 max. Okay, so if you're going to be more than that, you wouldn't say I'm running a few minutes behind. Another one would be, and if it's going to be a bit more time than that, you can say just a heads up. Now, heads up means advanced warning. Heads up is very useful in business English. So you'd say, just a heads up, I might be 5 minutes late. I might be 2 minutes late. I might be 10 minutes late. So this, if you know how late you may or may not be, this is what you use. So if you're going to be 15 minutes late or 1 minute late, you just change that. So just a heads up, I might be 2 minutes late. And then they at least know if they can start the meeting or if they're just going to sit around and chit chat until you arrive, or they're going to postpone and push back the meeting by a minute or 2 until you arrive. That's a fantastic one. Now, this is when you've been running late and you give them a heads up. You get the notification you're running late. Now you're going to come on the call. You're going to jump on the call and you're going to say, thanks for your patience. I'm jumping on now. So what this means is you're not actually in the call, but you're logging in and you're getting started and you're getting everything set up. So thanks for your patience. I'm jumping on now, or I'm signing in now. This is great. Just means you can expect me in 30 seconds. Another one is when you're actually on the call and you say, hi, everyone. Great to see everyone's faces again. So sorry about the delay. I had some tech issues. I had some traffic issues. I had some issues with my computer. I had some issues with my neighbor, whatever the case was. And if you know them personally, you know them well enough, you can say, sorry about the delay. I had some whatever issues. Now, the phrasal verbs that I want to teach you here is running behind. I did a whole video on phrases with run in business English, and we use run so much because run is like you're rushing somewhere. So it shows urgency, it shows energy, it shows willingness to catch up to where you should be. It's a great one. So if you say, I'm running behind, I'll be there shortly. To run behind means I'm delayed, but I'm running to get to where I'm going to be. Whether you are running or not, it doesn't matter. But this choice of words means you're important. You're important. I'm trying to get there as soon as I possibly can. And the other one is to quickly join a meeting. You can say jump on or hop on. I'm hopping on the call right now. I'm jumping in the meeting right now. So on the call, in the meeting. Those are important prepositions. And that's some great vocabulary there. Okay, now we're at number 4. We've actually started the call. This is great. So this is starting the call and welcoming and greeting everyone. So depending on how many people are in the meeting, I mean, you may have a meeting with 250 people. You may have a meeting with 2, with 3, with 50. I mean, all meetings are different. So this can be suited for what your video call is, and they're all going to be a little bit different. The first one is, hi, everyone. Great to see you. So when you say, hi, everyone, great to see you, this is usually when you know the people, because you're saying great to see you. It means you know their names, you know their faces, you've seen them before. Another one would be, thanks so much for joining. I hope everyone's doing well. This you could use with strangers. You could use with close colleagues. This you can use with anybody. Whether you know the people or not, whether you've met with them before, this is great. Thanks for joining. I hope everyone's doing well. Now, sometimes when you are having a meeting, which is a reoccurring meeting, you're going to have people that you know them all. So great to see everyone again. How have you all been? This is great. When you know everybody, you see them all the time, you meet on a frequent basis. So great to see you all again. Now, sometimes you come on a meeting and there's a mixture of new people and people you know. So you can say, great to see some old and new faces here. Thanks everyone for coming. This is a great one. Sometimes you're starting the phone call. I keep saying phone call. That's totally wrong. So you're starting the video call and you're waiting for people to log on and sign in. So you can say, let's give a minute for everyone to get in. Let's give a minute for everyone to log in. So you're acknowledging the fact that some people, it takes a minute or two for everyone to get on sometimes. And the last one would be when you want to say you appreciate that everyone took the time to come together and that this is an important collaboration or an important meeting. You can say, glad we could all connect. And it just means, hi, everyone, glad we could all connect. And this means, hello, everyone. I'm so happy we're here at this moment and today. Okay, now we're at point number 5. We have 12 points to get through here. So we're at point number 5. You're almost halfway there. The next one is small talk at the very beginning of the meeting. So again, sometimes these video calls are hundreds of people. You're not going to small talk with hundreds of people. It's just impossible. But you could say, I hope everyone's doing well. And that's pretty much all you could say. That's not much of a small talk, but you could say that. Now, if you have less people, maybe 30 or under, you could say, how's everyone's day going so far? Or has it been a busy week on your end? That's kind of nice. And people might pipe up, hey, I'm doing good. Yes, I've been busy. And their responses will be really short. So this is kind of just a really short little small talk to set the mood, to break the ice. It's kind of necessary, especially in business English, but the responses are going to be quick and you're going to move right into the meeting. Another one could be if it's intimate, like people you work with on a regular basis and people you know quite well, you could be a little personal saying, it's just me, or has this month been flying by, or has this week been flying by? This is kind of when you meet with people on a regular basis, you know them quite well, and their response to that would be, oh, I know, I can't believe it's already the end of the month, or yes, I can't believe it's only Wednesday, but this week has been flying by so far. So that's a good one. Or again, with global teams, and most of us do work on in the global teams, and our video calls are throughout multiple time zones. So I hope it's not too early or too late where you are. This is a really nice one. And then people could chime in saying, oh yeah, I'm calling in from Mumbai, I'm calling in from Bogota, I'm calling in from Toronto. And they could tell you about their time zone, what time it is there. And then that, if you do have to fill time because you're waiting for people, that's actually a really good one, because people can talk about, if preparing dinner, starting the day, they've had their morning coffee, they're going to take a break for lunch afterwards. That's actually quite nice. So if you do have time to fill in for some small talk saying, I hope it's not too early or late where you are, they will then chime in. Chime in means to join a conversation. Again, all these words will be in the PDF. And they will tell you about what they're doing and the time of day from where they're calling in from. Okay, this next one is tech and audio issues, video issues. I mean, this is an online meeting. These are video calls. Things happen all the time. So when you get in there, you can say, can you hear me okay? And that just makes sure that everyone can actually hear you. So you can check that you're set up correctly. When it comes to an online meeting, if there's a lot of people, if the video's not working, unless you're presenting, people won't really tell you. But audio is paramount. Audio is very necessary. So can you hear me okay? And people will let you know if your audio is choppy. Choppy means it's kind of cutting in places. Again, all this vocab will be in the PDF. And that's a pretty good one. Now, if you're talking to people and you're kind of having a brainstorming session with a smaller group online, and then you can see someone's mouth moving, but you don't hear anything from them. You say, oh, Peter, it looks like you're on mute. So this just means, Peter, you forgot to take yourself off mute. We've all done that ourselves. I've done it many times. So just like, Peter, it looks like you're on mute. And by saying, instead of saying, Peter, you're on mute, it's kind of like, Peter, you're on mute. Just a little bit of attitude there. If you say, Peter, looks like you're on mute, it's so friendly, and it's a very beautiful and polite way to say this. So another one is video, and video can be pixelated, video can be frozen. So if it's pixelated, unless you're the one presenting and it's really important they see you clearly, but if you're just someone's a participant and their video is a little pixelated, I mean, it's probably not the best or way to spend your time dealing with their video issues unless it's important. So long as you can hear them, that's probably the most important part of the meeting. So unless you're presenting, if someone's video is pixelated, you probably don't need to deal with it. However, if someone is frozen, that's pretty important. So you could say, Julia, you're frozen. Can you try, reloading the page, or turning your camera on and off, or rebooting your computer? Okay, so again, you refresh a page, you reboot a computer, or you re-sign in again. I'm going to go in tip number 9 and talk about when you don't understand what someone's saying. So this is for ESL learners, which most of you are. And I will go through tips to say when someone says something and you need more clarification, you need them to repeat it. That's going to be in tip number 9. Right now, we're just dealing with technical issues. So another one could be if someone's audio is choppy. Again, this is choppy, like you're chopping a carrot. It's good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. That's choppy. You can say, sorry, I missed that. Can you say it again? So this is more this could work if it's a matter of someone speaking too quickly, but usually we'd say this just with an audio issue. Again, if someone's internet you find is good and then bad and good and bad, you can say your internet is dropping or your internet is patchy. Patchy is like when you were a kid, if you were running and you fell down and you ripped a little hole in the knee of your jeans, your mother would put a patch on that. So a patch would be you have good jeans, a patch, and good jeans. So patchy internet just means it's not consistently steady, it's not consistently good. So, You can say, you know, Vlad, your internet seems a little bit patchy. Maybe turn off your video to up your signal. And that's a good one there. Okay, you've made it halfway through this video. We're now on tip number 7, or part number 7 of this video call. Again, there's 12, so you're halfway there. This is introducing yourself and other people. So when it's a big group of people, maybe you know half, maybe you don't know the other half, you can say, if we haven't met yet, my name is Melissa and I handle marketing. So because you're saying if we haven't met yet, you're acknowledging the fact that you do know some of those people and you don't know some of these people. Or again, if it's a massive group, a lot of people calling in, you can say if we haven't met yet. I mean, perhaps you were in a meeting with them a year ago or 6 months ago. You don't know, you can't even see their faces. There's so many people. So that's really good. If we haven't met yet, my name is da, and I handle da, or I work in this department. Next one would be, if it's small, you can say, let's go around quickly and introduce ourselves. Everyone hates this, but when it's a lot of new people, when it's not a frequent phone call, I keep saying phone call, video call. When it's not a lot of people, when it's not a frequent video call, you're going to say, let's go around quickly and introduce ourselves. So again, when it's your time, saying, hi, I'm Melissa and I handle marketing. Keep it simple when it's your turn to introduce something or introduce yourself. Next one would be when you're introducing another person. So if you've arranged the phone call, keep saying phone call, it's a video call. Should I re-record this? I don't know. It's probably good to be natural. Everyone makes mistakes. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so if this is a video call that you've arranged and you've brought someone else into this video call, I'm going to keep saying video call so don't make the same mistake again. You can say, okay, joining us today is Pamela from the finance department. So you're running the video call, you're running the online meeting, you've brought someone else in to present, and so you're going to say, joining us today is Pamela from finance. And so at least everyone can say, oh, hi, Pamela, nice to see you. And then at least you're introducing someone who's going to enjoy the video call. The next one would be, let me kick off with a quick intro. Now to kick off, I mean, most of you probably know this because if you're watching this video, you're going to be upper intermediate, you're going to be advanced speakers of English, and you're going to be comfortable dealing with the business world. But so, you know, a kickoff meeting, same kind of thing. So let's kick things off, start things productively with a quick intro. So you can say, I'll kick things off with a quick intro, and you're going to say, you know, I'm Melissa, I handle marketing, and on to you guys. And so people will go around quickly and introduce themselves. Okay, now we're on to number 8. This is giving your input. Now the meeting is flowing, things are going. Why are you meeting? You're meeting to share ideas, to clarify ideas, to set ideas, to work through details of something. So this is important. You're going to have to give your input mostly in most video calls. So if someone's speaking and you want to give your 2 cents, your 2 cents is your opinion on something. Again, all this vocab will be in the PDF. So if someone's saying something and you need to add your 2 cents, you need to give your input on this, you'd say, just to add to that, and then you say what you want to say. Okay, so just to add to that is how you would jump in, and then you say what you want to say. Or another one would be, that's a great point, I'd like to build on that. So someone mentions something and you acknowledge it's a really good point and you want to add to it. That's a great point, I'd like to build on that. And then you say what you want to say that supports it or expands that idea. The next one would be if someone's speaking about something and from your department, it's not the same point of view, not the same experience, not the same details, not the same route you're going down. You'd say, well, here's what we've been seeing on our side. So again, one department's talking about this. From your departments, it's a little bit different, or one country, one branch is talking about this. From your country, from your branch, it's a bit different. So you'd say, here's what we've been seeing on our side, which means I'm going to give you my perspective. And this is a really great one. Same line here would be if someone mentions something and maybe you're not completely in line with what they're saying, then you can say, if I may, I'd like to offer another angle. And this is very formal and very polite. It doesn't have to be overly formal, but it's quite semi-formal. So if it's a really close group of people that you know really well, you probably wouldn't even use the word may. You just say, I'd like to offer another angle. That's what you'd say. If it's a little bit more formal or semi-formal, if I may, I'd like to offer another angle. And this just means, I hear what you said. I want to give you my perspective because it's different. I want to give it to you from my team, my department, my branch, my country, because it's different coming from my side than what this person just said. It's very, very polite and diplomatic. It's fantastic language. Okay, this is number 9, asking for clarification and repetition. This is a really big deal. If English is not your first language and you're working with online global teams, sometimes someone's accent could be really thick. Sometimes it's a native English speaker and we don't know when we're using phrasal verbs and idioms or advanced language. We just speak the way we speak. So we're not often sensitive to people who English is not their first language. So if you need them to repeat it, you can say, sorry, could you repeat that last part? That's fine. That's perfect. That's if it was said too quickly. However, if they said something that if they repeat it, it's not going to help you because either their accent again was too thick or they're using words you don't know, then asking them to repeat it is not going to help at all. They're just going to repeat the same thing. So a couple other techniques to use would be just to clarify, are you saying that? And what this means is just to clarify. So if someone says something really, really, really quickly, you know, we need to set up the new branch in the third quarter. And if you're not sure of the term set up, and set up means organize, arrange, build. If you're not sure of set up, you can say, just to clarify, are you saying that we need to open a new branch? And then they can say, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Or no, what I'm saying is this. So again, if someone says something you're not 100% sure you heard correctly, even if you have subtitles in meetings, and that's a fantastic tool that these online video conferences have. Still, if people are using phrasal verbs or idioms or language you don't know, it's not going to help you. So just to clarify, are you saying that? Say it in your own words, and they'll tell you if you've understood correctly or not. It's a great one. Another one would be, would you mind walking me through that again? So what this means, someone says something to you, explains something to you, or obviously to the entire group on the video call. And if you're not 100% understanding, you could say, would you mind walking me through that again? And to walk someone through something means you're going to explain to them in great detail, slowly, clearly, concisely. Concisely means a lot of words in a small package, but it's going to be very, very, very detailed. And they're probably going to paraphrase. So when you ask someone to walk you through something again, often they won't use the same words they used the first time. So this is a great technique to say, instead of saying, I don't understand what you're saying, or I don't know what that word means, you can say, would you mind walking me through that again? And what they'll do is they'll say the same thing and they'll paraphrase it. They'll use different language, and that's really helpful. Another one, very similar to the very first one I gave you, which is just to clarify, are we saying this? You could say, I just want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. And then you could paraphrase and say back to them what you thought you heard. Okay, now this is a video call that everyone is there, everyone's present, all eyes are on you. Sometimes you need to buy time to think. Now, if you've watched these great TED Talks and conferences and presentations, there's always a glass of water there on the podium. And so when the speaker gets a question thrown at them, they can say, oh, that's a great question. And they'll pick up their water, they'll drink their water. I mean, it's not because they're thirsty, it's because they're drinking water, buying time to think. This water trick doesn't work so well on video meetings. So you can say, great question, give me a second to think. And what this means is that you appreciate the question they've asked you and you need a second to gather your thoughts to reply in the best way. It's not like, this doesn't mean you don't know how to reply. It means But if you say, great question, just give me a second to think, it means that you've appreciated how good their question is and you want to give them the best possible response. So this is great. It does not mean I need time to think. It means your great question deserves a great answer. Let me just formulate what I'm going to say to you. Another one would be, if you're completely thrown out of left field is an idiom meaning something comes from a whole different direction than you're prepared for. Again, I'll have all this vocab, idioms, phrasal verbs in the PDF. If someone throws you a question out of left field, you can say, I need a moment to gather my thoughts on this. And it just means I was not anticipating this. I need a moment to gather my thoughts on this. So that's totally fine. So when you say that, then you could kind of look down at your notebook and you could look and grab your pen, or you could go on to a different page on your computer, and people will appreciate that you're pulling up data. You're pulling up information. And in that time, it gives you time to compose what you're going to say. It's a good one. Another one would be if people are asking you for solid numbers, for figures, for facts. You don't have them in your head all the time. So let me quickly pull that up. And pull that up means I'm going to bring it up on my computer, bring it up on my phone, bring it up on my tablet. So then they know that you are looking for it. So if you look away from the camera and you're typing, they know you're getting the information that they've requested. So that's fantastic. And sometimes you are not able to even respond at that time. So, that's a great question. I'll have to get back to you on that one. And it could mean later in the meeting, if there tends to be a time in the meeting where some people break away in the meeting, or you do have time to look for the information or really compose your response, you could say that. Or it could be after the meeting, you'll send them a quick email. So that's a good one. I'll get back to you on that. It's not really saying when you'll get back to them on it, but it means I've heard you, it's important, I've noted it down, you will get your response. I'm just not telling you when, but it's perfectly acceptable. Okay, now we're on to my number 11 tip. We have 12, so you're almost there. And this is managing the meeting flow. So sometimes meetings get out of control a little bit. People go off track. That means to go off the main direction of the meeting. People lose their aim. People get too involved in small talk. People get heated. People start debating. So if you're running this meeting, or if you're in a position where you're able to kind of say, hey guys, let's get back to this meeting, these are some great phrases you can say. So one would be, let's try to stay on track. And let's try to stay on track means, okay, we're discussing it really well. Ooh, they're kind of going that direction. Okay, let's try to stay on track, which just means I see you're kind of going in a different direction. This is not the point of the meeting. This is not the time or the place. So then people will go, oh, okay. And then back to the main topic here. Another one would be if you find one topic, people are kind of going on and on and on about one topic, and TikTok, time is moving, time is going. You don't have all the time in the world to spend on this one topic. Okay, shall we move on to the next item? And this just means we're moving on to the next item, but it's very polite. Shall we move on to the next item? Another one would be if someone brings up something which you do not have time to discuss in that meeting, that video call is not meant for that, or they brought up something fantastic, but you simply don't have the time in the allotted time to discuss this, you'd say, let's circle back to that later. And if you say, let's circle back to that later, it just means, okay, I'll note this down. We will address this later. You're not saying when later is, but it's not going to be at this time. And they'll clearly understand that you can't discuss it now. You don't have time. You have a set agenda. You have to get through certain things. So let's circle back to that later. Another one would be to park. Just like you park your car and you leave your car, let's park that for now and we'll come back to it. So you can actually park an issue and you can park a topic just like you park your car and you go do what you need to do and you come back and pick up your car. Exact same thing. So let's park that for now and come back to it. Or if you're running the meeting and you want to speak a bit more directly, we'll park that for now. Just meaning we're not going to talk about that whatsoever. That's a little bit more direct if you say will as opposed to what, or as opposed to let's. And the last one would be, okay, we've only got 10 minutes left. Let's just continue on this discussion. So reminding people of the time. Everyone's time is precious. So much of our days are spent in online meetings, not in our actual work. People do appreciate when the person running the meeting is aware of the time. So we've got 10 minutes left. Let's just move on to our next topic, or let's just double check if everyone's on the same page. So reminding people of the time is very helpful. Okay, the last part, this is number 12, and this is wrapping up and saying goodbye. So you're ready to wrap up the phone call. Wrap up means finish, just like a present. If I'm going to buy a pen for someone for Christmas or for their birthday, I'm going to wrap it up in paper and give it to them. So to wrap up the call just means we're going to package it up and send it off on its way. So you can say, I think everything's good on my end, or I think that's everything on my end. So that means I have nothing more to contribute, nothing more to say. I don't have any more questions that need to be answered. Another one would be great discussion. Thanks everyone for your input. So you're appreciating that everyone did contribute to it, to the meeting, and that you're just thanking for them for their discussion and the session. Another one would be, okay, I'll send a follow-up and a summary shortly. This is pretty common to send a summary after a video call, so you can just let people know I'll send a follow-up and a summary shortly. And this is quite useful when people want to ask last-minute questions about something you've previously discussed, but the meeting is coming to an end. So I'll send a follow-up and summary shortly, and then that person will have all the information that they need in their inbox. They don't need to ask you at the end of the meeting like some people do. And the last one would be, I really appreciate everyone making time today. Thank you so much for your collaboration. And this just appreciating people's time and that they did give some input and they were present in the video call. And obviously now we're going to say goodbye to everybody. Thanks again. Take care, everyone. This would be if there's lots of people and you didn't actually see all the faces. If there's hundreds of people or 50 people, thanks again. Take care, everyone. This is really basic. It's really impersonal, but very, very friendly and professional. Or if it's a weekly meeting or a monthly meeting or a meeting of people you often see or communicate with, okay, talk soon, everyone. That's good. Another one would be bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your day. And this just means, okay, we're done. Bye for now. I'll see you again whenever I see you. Enjoy the rest of your day. This is nice. You're wishing them best for the day. And again, if it's a reoccurring common meeting that you have with the same people, catch you all next time. And it means I'll see you all next time. All right, everyone, we did it. We got through a video call and all the vocabulary and phrases you need to run a video call, to participate in a video call, from arranging it right through to saying goodbye. I hope you found this video useful and helpful. Again, in the comments, I'm going to upload a PDF that includes every phrase I used, all the bits of vocabulary I used. Hopefully this is useful for you. Go ahead and download it. Thank you so much for watching. If you did find this little mini masterclass useful, I will be launching masterclasses in July, August 2025. In my profile, there is a waiting list for the masterclasses. You can just pop in your email address there. I'm not going to spam anybody. Just when registration opens, you will be notified. So you can go through and register if you're interested. Otherwise, keep coming back for more. And in the comments, go ahead and let me know other parts of business English that you'd like me to tackle in my little mini masterclass lessons. Thank you all so much for watching.